What I talked about in another video, I'm going to sort of like elaborate more completely, and that is the Ten Commandments. Now, um, from the Jewish perspective and from my own personal perspective, I am going to go through the Ten Commandments because I think someone said many people do not know the Ten Commandments, and I want to go over them with you. Now, the first commandment basically says, I am the Lord your God who brought you out of Egypt to be your God, and you shall have no other gods before me. Now, that simply means God that has no corporeal image, that is simply a force. Is beyond human comprehension. And it's basically saying any person or thing that you worship as you would God is prohibited because there is no airtight guarantee that corruption may leak in. Okay. You shall not make a graven image. Again, based on the same idea that an image could be anything. It could be a person, could be a statue, could even be a dictator in the country. Yeah. You know, so it could be the dictator country like Putin or President Xi. Okay. Or leader of a cult like Jim Jones, like, you know. Okay, so there you go. You shall not take the name of the Lord your God, of the Lord God. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord God in vain. I think it's a complete thing. Now, it's not talking about the word God, like if you said goddamn or something like that, that is not taking the name of the Lord your God in vain. That is using the word God. The name of the Lord your God is the Hebrew letters Yud, Hey, Vav, Hey, which is a variation on the Hebrew verb to be in the future tense. So when God in the burning bush said, I am that I am, that basically is the name of the Lord your God. Okay. Not Jehovah, not anything like that, but Yud, Hey, Vav, Hey. Okay. because the name, God's proper name, Yud Hey Vav Hey, is so sacred that Jews do not know how to pronounce it. So basically, there's no way anybody could take the name of the Lord your God in vain, since nobody can pronounce it. But that's how we respect God's proper name. And if you think about it, much of the Ten Commandments is about respect. Respect. And when you don't embrace the Ten Commandments, you are not learning a basic moral principle about respect. Okay? So, do not take the name of the Lord God in vain. Is respect the sanctity of God's proper name. Respect. Okay. Then we have honor thy father and thy mother, which is another way of saying respect your father and your mother. Honor does not mean worship. Some people might think that it means worship. Honor, I worship, you are mother and dad, you are God. No. No. That is not what honoring means. Honoring means respecting. You respect your mother and your father. And years ago, children used to address their parents as sir. And I think that's one of the reasons why I love Asian culture, because children are continually learning the tradition of respect. You respect others, and you bow, a slight bow, to show respect. Not worship, but respect. And everyone, sir and ma'am. Okay? And Johnny, yes, Dad, did you do this? I said, no, sir, I didn't. That's respect. That's respect. Okay. Thou shalt not commit adultery means respect the sanctity of one's marriage. Okay. Again, we have respect. Thou shalt not commit adultery. You shall respect the sanctity of another's relationship. I mean, it could apply to relationship as well. But back in the day, when the Ten Commandments were first conceived, there never was any notion of boyfriend-girlfriend, because marriages were arranged and this was the tradition of early Jews, and in more conservative and Orthodox Jews, especially the really super Orthodox, they believe in arranged marriages by the parents and a matchmaker. I think that Chazan is a matchmaker, or Chazan, someone who does circumcision. I forget. But anyway, but that was the whole point why it's thou shalt not commit adultery, because in those old days, relationships before marriage was completely, totally inconceivable. Now, it's everyday, and it has been for some long time. So, thou shalt not commit adultery could be changed to thou shalt respect others' marriages and others' relationships. Okay. So we can slightly make updates to the Ten Commandments only in regard to social mores and norms. Okay. Now, that's that one. Then we have, thou shalt not commit murder. Now, in many Bibles, it is retranslated to say, thou shalt not kill. But to kill is the scope of killing is so wide. The scope is so wide. There's justifiable homicide. Okay. There's killing in self-defense. Okay. And so all the rewording, as I've always said, you change the word in the sentence, you change the meaning of that sentence. So when you change the word murder to kill, it has a totally different meaning than what was originally intended. So murder, on the other hand, okay, has a different connotation than the simple word kill. Okay. The original text says, thou shalt not murder, which means having respect for one's life. Okay. Now, how does that sit with justifiable homicide or killing in self-defense? Well, I'm sure there'll be some debate about it, but it's not murder. Justifiable homicide and killing in self-defense is not murder. Neither are considered murders. Okay? So that is that. Respect for human life by not murdering. By not murdering them. Okay. Then there's thou shalt not steal, which is another way of saying respect others' property. Okay. Thou shalt not bear false. I had to think about it for a minute. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor, which basically says respect other people's reputation. Do not speak lies about other people. Okay. Which is what the Democrats and the Marxists are doing by what they're saying about conservatives, Republicans, Trump, DeSantis, and the list goes on and on. So you are speaking lies about other people. Since Democrats, liberals, Marxists, communists are against religion, okay, they would be against the Ten Commandments as well. If they embrace the Ten Commandments, they would realize that they're committing a sin, which is a moral failing. and the transgression to a biblical commandment of thou shalt not bearing false witness against thy neighbor. You shall not tell lies about other people and respect other people's reputation. Okay. The next and last commandment is thou shalt not covet, not cover, which is what I used to think when I was a kid. Thou shalt not covet anything about thy neighbor, which means respect other people's property in the same way of thou shalt not steal, but it's about in the mind. Okay, thou shalt not steal is a respect of other people's property by physical action. Thou shalt not covet other people's or your neighbor's property, wife, or whatever. That's all in here. Thou shalt respect other people's property and so forth in your mind. In your mind. Do not be jealous. They have their whatever they have. And in your mind, you respect what other people have. Do not wish you have it. Do not be jealous. Okay. That's what the last commandment is. It's still respect other people and other people's property, but in your mind, not in your actions. So, there you have it. The 10 Commandments from a Jewish and personal perspective. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And please spread this around. Hopefully, if more and more people knew of the 10 Commandments and understood the 10 Commandments, we could really make a difference. So, I will see you later. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And take care. And I'll see you later. Alright, take care. Bye.